Hello everyone, don't go anywhere. Lend us 5 minutes of your time, just 5 minutes, to share a message that we have for you that we believe is gravely important in our time. Let us look at Matthew chapter 24 verse 12 and 13. And they read, "Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved." Now, to understand where this is placed, in Matthew chapter 24, we meet a disciple of Jesus who asks Jesus, "Master, what are the signs of your coming?" The reason why he asks this, as some point out, is that in that time, rabbis who directed certain schools of thought had certain ideas of what will happen in the end times, or what will be the signs of the end times. And so this disciple, within this context, seeks to understand what Jesus's take is on the matter. And so Jesus begins by noting certain events that will happen in the end times. He notes that there will be wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation. He also notes that prophets, false prophets, will rise. But he notes in verse 12 that because of the rise of wickedness, the love of many will grow cold. The love that is pivotal in the biblical text that we meet will grow cold. The love that brings communities together will grow cold. The love that is foundational to human existence will grow cold. The love that we know and that made us who we are will grow cold. And many other scholars come around and introduce many different perspectives around this and meanings around it. But I want to hand over to my colleague Ian Mlalazi, who will then take us into an understanding of how this applies to our context today. What does this mean today in the end times? But before he comes in, I'd like to say that Jesus prophesied the emptiness of love, and today we see the emptiness of love. Is this not a sign of the end times, of the second coming?
We find ourselves reading from the book of Matthew 24 verse 12 that says, "And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold." The lake of the lawlessness, people doing as they want, people doing as they please, the love of many will grow cold. And this is the sign of the second coming of Christ. This is the sign that we are living in the last days. And we are taken back from the book of Genesis, where Eve is tempted to believe that when she eats of the fruit, she is going to become a god. She is going to open her eyes. Truly so, her eyes were opened. Yes, she became a god that was against God. And when her eyes were opened, she began to see her nakedness because the focus was on herself. Therefore, when the Bible says the love of many will grow cold, it means humanity will tend to focus on themselves. Humanity will tend to become will want to become gods on other human beings. Humanity will want to become judges on other human beings. That is why we find people that are being killed. That is why we find people that are being raped, because the love of men has grown cold. Fathers are killing their children. Human beings are killing other human beings. You find people protesting about Black Lives Matter because the love of men has grown cold. When you open the news, you will see that someone was raped, a child was raped, because the love of many has grown cold. It is because humanity has disconnected from God. Therefore, when we are disconnected from God, we become beasts that cannot control themselves. The solution to this is easy. Humanity has to draw closer to God so that we can be able to distribute love that we find from God. What is the solution to this? The solution is that let's focus on Christ. Then Christ is going to infuse us with the love that we need. As we can see that the love of many is not only growing cold to the outside, but even to the church, the love of many has grown cold.